absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Parking auto show. Yeah, he's thinking about it. We're thinking about it.
Do I follow him or follow the sign?
I don't know. Auto show, Gualala Art Center. I don't know.
He's going to jam us all up.
Yeah. Jeep knows what he's doing. There he goes.
Oh, he's just making his own.
We got
Watch out for this.
So is this heaven or is this Gualala?
This is pretty good, Billy. This is paradise. Paradise. You're gonna make us an internet star. Yeah, there you go.
I try. Yeah.
If they're real musicians. Oh, that's yeah. We don't want to do that. Yeah. Almost Lee. Only back got everyone a mile down mold still.
Speed secrets. Speed secrets.
85.
85. And we're alive. Hi, you guys.
You have more fun with that thing, don't you?
I have a ball because I'm on this side of the lens, not on the other.
Hey, you're a good-looking guy.
Oh, wait a minute.
Got Ronnie doing something.
Oh, Ronnie, this doesn't seem right for a star. Look at this. Hey, how come there's only 3 spokes on that? Are you missing one? What is that?
We had to do everything ourselves, remember?
Me? I was still a kid.
In the old days, yeah.
I
was too, but
we had to drive it, tune it, tear it apart, put it back together, and tear it apart again and put it back.
Yes.
The TV saw this car, they pushed the car off, fired up, she said, yeah, push it in, so, got the brake bar, they couldn't turn the motor either direction, pull the head on, the biggest piece of any cylinder was about that big. They bought the cylinder.
Hi, everybody. We're here with Stephen Fuller, Kent Fuller's son, and he's going to explain a few aspects about this particular wonderful car. And Stephen, can you tell us about the car?
Well, this is a 1923 T-Bucket Roadster. Originally, at the time this was designed and built, dune buggies were getting kind of popular. This was the early 60s.
Yes.
And my dad had an idea of a VW-powered dune buggy would be the way to go because it's air-cooled and a lot of the other trick things that Volkswagens had. So, but being Kent Fuller, he couldn't build a Volkswagen, so he thought he'd build a T-Bucket Roadster because he liked them anyway.
Sure.
And this was basically the same car that he drew when he was a kid. just because he wanted to be an artist, but he couldn't make any money at that. So he went into the Navy and decided to be a welder and learned aircraft aviation stuff, which is what the process of the top fuel dragsters came from. Was my uncle had a Cot 40 coupe with a Buick nailhead in it, and my dad thought, well, if I put it in an aircraft type of deal, he could
Go faster. Right.
And he did, and he didn't, but Daddy's Auto Body ended up with the car.
Right.
And immediately it was a hit, and next Tommy Ivo and Don Moody, and there's a whole line of people that came and got a Kent Fuller car.
Most definitely.
This car here, basically a chromoly tube frame. There's two rails under here.
Yeah.
A Volkswagen Porsche motor in the back, because once again, you can't just be a Volkswagen. You got to step up and go to the next
Sure.
So if you notice, this is mostly dragster type suspension. It was one of those things in the mid-'60s where everybody saw what Kent Fuller was doing, so let's copy it and try and beat him to it. So Tom Medley had one that was kind of like this, and a few other cars like this were out there. This particular one, he got finished, painted it red, and it was on the cover car of 1968 Rod and Custom. And it got my brother in the car because he was just about that age where he was old enough to do something with my dad. So
right.
It's actually on the wall over there. I drove this to school in the mid-'70s, and I won every car show that I went to, and I also, the movies about Van Nuys Boulevard,
yep.
a lot of it was written after this car. I used to do wheel stands on Van Nuys Boulevard.
Really?
Which was pretty outstanding at the time because no other car did wheel stands on the street.
Right.
And being as light as it was, and as cool as it was, even the cops would pull me over and say, okay, can we not do that anymore? So I had a lot of fun growing up with this thing.
Oh, I bet you did. Well, this is a wonderful piece, and it's just nice to be able to see it, and it's not, locked up in a private collection someplace. It's actually here that we can actually share some information, and that's what's so important about this, and I'm glad you're able to do that for us.
Yeah, this is actually the third modification for it. It spent a lot of years black. Black on black with blue pinstriping.
Right.
And it sat in a museum for a while with the King of Denmark. And a few years ago, my dad decided he had to have it back, so he went and got it. Stretched it a little bit in the rear end so it doesn't do wheel stands quite as easy anymore. Put the little pickup bed in the back to spiff it up a little. And other than that, he's takes it to Bonneville quite a bit.
Now he drove this thing a lot too. I mean,
This was his daily driver.
This was his daily driver, and he took some trips in it too, didn't he?
Yeah, quite a few trips. He went back east to see the Ford factory. Some friend of his decided to buy the Ford factory. I guess the old warehouses with all the old flatheads and all the old.
Oh, wow.
Factory experimental motors.
Yeah.
So he went back there to see that, and I'm not sure exactly where all it's been, but it's been most all over the country. I think it's been to Indianapolis. Yeah. It's been to Bonneville a number of times. Back and forth up north, and for the most part, it was a dune buggy.
Right.
He never treated it like it wasn't just a dune buggy, so he drove it off road.
Amazing.
Scratch up the paint, crack something,
sure.
break the radiator, and then he'd go to the shop and he'd fix it and he'd drive it home.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, anything else you can think of about this particular one, or shall we move on to this next piece?
This particular one of the funniest things is he didn't have a gas gauge that worked. He would just kind of guess how far he went.
Right.
But the car is so light and the starter motor was so powerful that he would put it in third gear and push the starter motor and drive 2 or 3 miles to a gas station. It's a totally incredible car.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's history making. People are still. We ran into a guy a couple of years ago that saw the car and says, "I'm not leaving till it's mine."
Wow.
So my dad handed him the keys and said 65 grand, and the guy came back and says, "I don't have that much, but can I find another one?" So
yeah.
And now that's Waltz Automotive. He is now the Volkswagen person of Northern California.
And how many? I'm sorry, I didn't catch this. How many did your dad build of these?
I think he built. around 15 or 16.
Really?
Then there's a couple other places. The one back east built 20 probably, and
Right.
The guy in Oakland built another 15 or so.
Wow.
There's under 100 out there, but they're different variations of it.
Sure.
This is the original.
This is the original. Excellent.